radio. But you know what? You gotta stand strong. Guys, I was really excited when I got to talk to this guy outside before the mic. I'm glad he's here tonight. Y'all put your hands together and make a lot of noise for Mr. Dan Glazier.
Welcome to the AARP portion of the show. So I went to Japan on business a few weeks ago. When I got there, I was so worn out on the trip, I decided to go see one of these Japanese geisha massage girls. So when I got there, she was looking my body up and down. She said, "Sir, I'm concerned about your erection." I said, "What?" She goes, "I'm concerned about your erection." I said, "My erection?" She said, "Yes, I'm concerned about your U.S. 2020 erection. Who is going to win the next U.S. 2020 presidential election?" You know, I was driving today, and the car in front of me had a bumper sticker that said, "My dog votes for Bernie Sanders." Then I see a dog staring right back at me, and it looked just like Bernie Sanders. Then I'm driving, and I see another sticker. It said, "My dog votes for Beto O'Rourke." I see another dog looking at me, looks just like Goofy. Then I see another sticker that says, "I vote for Trump, my dog votes for Trump." And I swear I saw an orange golden retriever, and I swear it had a swoop. This is getting ridiculous, like the Twilight Zone. This gotta stop. I gotta get a good punchline for that. That's just a joke I wrote today. But did you hear that in the news that Copper Tone Suntan Lotion came out with a new suntan color called Trump Orange? So they sent him a bottle to see if he endorsed it. He replied back and said, "Boy, this stuff is really tweet." Okay, I'm going to knock that joke off. Did you hear that Hillary, in the past election, Hillary Clinton got came out that she gets $200,000 per speaking engagement. $200,000. Can you imagine what she charges Bill for sex? Did you read the news the other day? This was a few weeks ago, that 2/3 of parents love their pets more than their children. That's ridiculous, because in my will, I split all my assets up evenly between the children and the dog. There's no favorites here. Okay, let's mark that joke off. Anyway, so, hey, I lost my debit card the other day, about 2 weeks ago. So after 2 weeks, a gentleman called me up and he said, "Is your name Dan Glazier?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "I found your debit card." I say, "Great, can we meet you somewhere to pick it up?" He goes, "Yes, Hawaii." Hey, so I went into comedy because it was part of my parole agreement. My parole officer said, "Dan, you have a choice of 1 to 2 parole agreements. You can do stand-up comedy or sweep sidewalks." And I decided to sweep sidewalks. So instead of sweeping sidewalks, I chose stand-up and comedy. And as you can see, it's not going well. I bombed so much the FBI put me on a terrorist watch list. I bombed so much the U.S. Air Force left a message on my answer machine. "Hey, we'd like to recruit you. Are you good at bombing?" But I'm starting to get popular now. I just got called to perform at a parachutist convention. They said, "The only thing is you'll have to tell your jokes while you're parachuting, but don't worry, there's no strings attached." I took my 90-year-old mother to see me perform stand-up comedy the other day. She had never seen me do it before. After my set, I went up there. I said, "Hey, Mom, how'd you like my jokes?" She said, "Dan, you know, it's never too late to get a medical degree." I said, "Well, I've been thinking about quitting stand-up anyway." She goes, "How can you quit something that never started?" That's what I said. Hey, is it a bad sign that my wife posted my picture on Match.com? I have a cousin join Match.com. She called me up. She said, "Dan, I can't believe it. The first picture I got is of a guy totally naked with his wiener sticking straight out." I said, "Well, at least he got right to the point." Not only that, you date a guy like that, you date a guy who can hold 2 cups of coffee and possibly 4 donuts at the same time. I was taking a shower the other day, got out of the shower. I see my dog staring at my weenie. He shakes his head and walks away. I said to my wife, "What's up with him?" She goes, we both like much larger play toys." That's what I said. My wife said, "When I look at your weenie, it reminds me of a company that makes Windows computers." I said, "Why is that?" She said, "Because it's micro and soft." I was laying in bed with my wife the other day. I said, "What's up?" She said, "Nothing, that's the problem." I passed by a doctor's office the other day. Above the door was a banner that said Viagra, $1 per pill, which is really cheap because my wife charges me $2. And I had sex with my wife 6 months ago. And the next morning I woke up and she said, "Dan, I want you to know last night was real. I was not pretending. It was real." I said, "Really?" She goes, "Yes, I really did fall asleep." And I discovered I think up my best jokes during sex, which means I come up with one good joke a year. My wife came to me the other day, she said, Dan, you know, in every marriage, each spouse should be able to have one affair, at least one affair. Then she looked at me and said, your turn. The other day, my wife tried to run off with an Uber driver, but she changed her mind because when she called him, he came too quickly. And I post a lot of jokes online about my wife and about our marriage. My wife came one day and she said, Dan, I want you to post as many jokes about me as you possibly can about me and our marriage on Facebook. I said, finally, you realize these are jokes of love. She said, no, my lawyer says they're admissible in court. I have one more minute? So, I'm too old to be up here. It's not getting older that bothers me. It's not the fact I'm getting gray hair. I can't hold my liquor or my pee-pee and I gotta wear Depends. What bothers me is the time I've wasted. There's an old saying, it's too bad youth has to be wasted on the young. In other words, if I knew then what I know now, I'd want to start over. And I do want to start over, but not as a baby. I want to start over as a young spermatozoa. See, I remember life before I was born. I remember going to a party with my father, and the next morning leaving with my mother. And when I was a young spermatozoa, one very popular, all the other spermatozoas used to swim around me saying, Danny's missing a chromosome, Danny's missing a chromosome. And I didn't have any spermatozoa friends. When a friend was supposed to leave me, they never showed up on time. And when they finally showed up, I said, hey, Jack, you late? And I wasn't very good with a spermatozoa girl, but there was one I liked. Her name was Mary. I swam over to her one night. I said, hey, Mary, the weather's nice outside. Do you want to come? Anyway, thank you. You've been a great crowd. My name's Dan Glazer, and you can find me on AshleyMadison.com.
Ashley Madison?
Yes. No.
I like you. I thought you were asleep there for a minute, and you're like, I'm on it, Ashley Madison. Y'all, I need y'all to make some noise. This next comedian you can see all around Atlanta. I've had him down in Savannah at a couple of mics. Y'all show all the love to our next comedian, Mr. Khaled El Chufa.
All right, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm an Uber driver, you know. Thanks. And you know, a tough thing about Uber driving is that sometimes, like, you don't know what music to play for the situation at hand. You know, like especially when I got like an old lady in the car. I never know what music to play, so I just play the shit that I like because I don't know what fucking like dippity doo all horse shit she probably's into. You know. So recently, I just played the Migos, you know? And the Migos are rapping about what they always rap about, just fucking guns, money, squirting, you know? All that fucking cool shit. And then she got offended, probably because they didn't have squirting back when she was fucking this old lady. You know? I don't know much about history, man, but the 50s, I think during that time it was just nothing but like fucking like doggy style and like Parcheesi's foreplay, you know? And then the thing about it is that when she gets offended, I get it. Like your music is like dirty as fuck, but older musicians are creepier people. You know, like do you guys know who Chuck Berry is? Yeah. The Johnny B. Good dude. You know what he used to do? He did pee on people. That was like his side project. His main hustle though was that he would take cameras and he would hide them in women's bathrooms. And he would film them poop in secrecy. And then he took all these tapes and he hid them in a vault, and then he died, right? And after he died, I feel like people went into that vault thinking it was going to be like new music, you know? But it was women pooping instead. You know, like I think they probably thought it was going to be like a Prince situation. Like, oh, we got a new album on our hands. And they pop it in and just hit it. He did it at a Denny's too, which I don't get. If you're gonna do it, why not do it at a nicer place? You know what I mean? If you're already going to jail, you know? At least in Olive Garden, they have $10 entrees, you know? Like, are you really going for the fucking pancake crowd? You know? I lost more and more confidence in that as that joke went on. Well, I'm just saying, dude. People get sexual in my Uber too, man. Like, you know, like in the back seat and shit. And I always want to watch because I'm a little bit pervy. But I can't because I got to keep my eyes on the road. Like, I don't want to be out here clipping curves trying to like watch a finger through my peripheral, you know? recently too, it was another older lady with a younger boyfriend, which I'm always happy to see. I like an underdog situation. And I didn't know exactly what was going on back there, but all I heard was the husband whisper to her, "Honey, please, not in the Uber." And then she looked at him and just goes, "Don't be gay." Which, I never even heard old ladies talk like that, but it was fucking dope. And the thing about it is, you don't have to be gay to not want to like finger an old lady in the back of my Corolla. You can just be a reasonable person. You know what I mean? But she's making all these fucking moral calls and shit, man. She was kind of hot for being old and shit, you know? Like, I always value MILFs, you know, because I'm an Arab and our race doesn't have them. We don't have MILFs and shit because we're an agricultural people. And to be a MILF, you gotta be from a place that has buildings and shit. You know what I mean? It's because of the lifestyle, you know what I mean? If you're like a butter churner or something, you're not gonna be hot at 42. But if you grew up in like a clubbing environment, you might make it a fucking 50 and be fucking bangable as shit. And that's what I grew up with. I had a buddy whose mom was super hot, and everybody wanted to fuck her and shit. But I mean, also just to piss him off and whatnot. You know, I'll go on to the next topic. I don't get laid a lot, as you can probably tell by that weird rant I just had. You know, when you don't get laid a lot, you can't really go to strip clubs because you just end up falling in love with all the dancers. You know what I mean? If you don't get laid, the strip club is an emotional endeavor to take on. Because anything, what, everybody fucking get pussy in here? What the fuck, dude? No? At least there's one honest person. I don't want to finish that joke. I got a real quitter's attitude today. I don't know what the fuck is up with it. How have you guys been doing? I feel like I'd rather talk to you. And what's the end about? Alright, I've been feeling Ed pretty much well too, you know what I mean? I don't know. A lot of things that I've just been thinking about is shit that is planning for my future and whatnot, but it's things that are not applicable to my life right now. Like, I've been thinking about having a kid, you know? Just to teach him things that my dad never taught me, you know? Like, there's some shit that I just had to learn the hard way. Like, for example, like, never jerk off before laser tag. Because as soon as they put those blue lights on it in, you'll be glowing in the dark like a motherfucker, dude. I'm telling you. As soon as they started that techno music, it looked like somebody busted a glow stick on my khaki. Like, you just cast my ass at the air hockey table. Fuck this shit. That's how I ruined the 6th grade pizza party too, man. I wasn't even in the 6th grade, I was just chilling and shit. I was fucking around. Man, it's important to be like politically correct and shit nowadays, you know what I'm talking about? But it's hard, you know, because you have to like learn new shit. And there's certain things that I try to be open-minded, my ignorance still comes through. Like recently, I got pulled over by a police officer whose gender I didn't know, right? Which, I'm from Augusta, we didn't have that shit. We just, all our police officers just kind of looked like Drew Carey with like a 10-gallon hat on and shit. We didn't have gender fluid law enforcement and shit. But I didn't know what gender they were, and they came up to my car. And the thing about when you get pulled over is it's really important to remember to say shit like yes sir or no ma'am, you know? But I didn't know what gender they were, so I was just like, no, I haven't been drinking, no, your honor. And I ended up going to jail and shit that one time. Being fucked up in jail is an interesting experience, by the way. You know what I'm talking about. Because first off, when you're drunk in jail, you're basically doing exactly what you would be doing in a regular bar. You're just chilling around talking to motherfuckers you don't really know. And then when they had us all like in this main general population area, and then from there they were ushering us on to like the different holding cells. And so they had us all handcuffed to each other. And the person they had me handcuffed to was a little person, you know? And in that moment of being fucked up in jail, handcuffed to a little person, the only thought that like went through my head was like, I didn't even know little people went to like regular people jail. You know? I thought, there should at least be two different ones. It's not fair, he's gonna be getting tossed and tickled and shit. Well, I think they should just have two, they should segregate it. Off of that, not other reasons. Just off the littleness. You know? The judge instead of a gavel is just a magic wand, you know? No, I'm just kidding. Now, this is a weird set. But you guys are fun. I've been called you if you give it up for your host, Keegan.
That kills me every time I think about the judge with the magic wand. All right, guys. Y'all, put your hands together. This next comedian has been up here at the Strand since I started, so it's a staple of this room and this open mic. Everybody started nice and slow. Let's put your hands together for Zoe Lucinda.
Yes, I'm still working that product placement. Problem is they're not paying me. And I think it's because I keep setting it down on that stool sample. Okay, the countdown continues. What could it be this time? You'll have to go to my Facebook page and tell me by the end of my set. But it's getting close. Surgery's coming up. I almost lost my surgery date yesterday at the VA. Turns out there was improper behavior on 2 people. So I spent 9 hours in 6 different offices, and the lesson learned was, don't fuck with Zozo. There we go. Now you ready to get funny? Cool, okay. Getting ready for surgery, there's a couple of things you have to do. You have to go to therapy. Because evidently when you tell the VA you want them to cut your dick and balls off, they want to sit down and have a talk with you. They want to make sure your marbles are rolling all the right direction. Well, they couldn't find mine. I haven't talked too well. And that's right, the VA is paying for a lot of my transition. And that's my personal fuck you to Trump. Yeah, I know that joke does much better in Atlanta. I guess we're out here in red country. Yeah, when I was a kid, you didn't want to be in red country because that was considered the communist. Now it's still the bad guys. I don't know. Anyway, I got this shit figured out though. When I get to the old folks' home, I'm gonna be the most popular girl there. My tits are still gonna be cute and perky. I'm gonna be a virgin again. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I'll have so many wanting to date with me, I'll just have to beat them all. I don't know, I better rethink that though. The old folks home, I don't think those bastards are going to be able to keep up with my kinky ass. Other thing you got to do is go to electrolysis. Brazilian wax ain't got shit on this shit. No, this is tiny electrocutions for 2 hours. And you get in a very precarious position, and you know, your junk's right in her face. Meanwhile, she's just electrocuting, tweezing out, electrocuting, tweezing out, electrocuting, tweezing out, electrocuting, tweezing out. But then it gets weird. She starts to make small talk. So I go with it. She asks me about comedy and music and do I sing? So I start to sing. Getting to know you, getting to learn all about you. Are you ready for it to get weirder? Weirder. It does. She says, I need a third hand. Here, hold this. She hands me my own dick. And says, pull it tight. So we got this crazy tug of war going on. She's a pulling, I'm a pulling, and I can't let go at the other end. Damn, I wish I could. That'd save me an operation, wouldn't it? Yeah. So, how's everybody doing? Any trans in your life? Oh, yes, there is. Any trans in your life? Yo, come on. Everybody has trans in your life. You can't start your day without trans. Wake up in the morning, turn on a radio or television, and there's a transmission being transmitted through transistors inside a transmitter. Look out a transparent window. If it's foggy, it's translucent. So try transcendental meditation so you can translocate. Going on a long journey, you're going to need transportation from transit systems to transport your ass on a transoceanic voyage, whether it be transatlantic or transpacific. Changing nationalities, you're going to be transnational. Get on the Transcontinental Express and go see the transsexual transvestite from Transylvania. We pause here from a word from our sponsor. A week from Friday, here at the Strand, I know you don't need directions. There's going to be the showing of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It has a concert, I guess sing-alongs, and then a midnight movie. That's the deal. That sounds like a triple whammy there. And back to our show. If you don't understand, get a translator to translate. Have it transcribed so you have a translation. For foreign alphabets, have a transliteration done, but don't transpose any letters. That's the end of that verse. Hi. I said hi at the beginning, Eric. Give it up for Eric. Don't transpose any letters. Being transgender, I'd like a transplant by way of a transfusion, creating a transubstantiation to transfigure my figure to a woman's figure. And that would be a transgression against Trump and the radical right. If you like this bill, make a transaction transferring money to my Venmo account, transforming my account, transcending me out of poverty so I'm not a transient. As that transpires, I will buy a Trans Am and I will transition that bitch to a trans man. After the operation is over, I'll be back. As my mechanic said, I'll have a rebuilt chassis, new compartment for my stash. Girls are going, no, no, no. Guys are going, I'm traveling with you, bitch. Y'all have been great. Thank you very much.
All right, Strand, we have a treat. It's our featured comic for the night is coming up. So we have our featured comic. I need everybody to show some love in the room. Let's start it out. He came all the way from England. Y'all make some noise for John Simmons.
Yeah, I took an airplane. It's crazy. Alright, before I get started, I need you to settle an argument I've been having. Does anyone else laugh when they come? Like the people that giggle do?
I laughed before.
You laughed before?
Yeah.
Like how far before?
Like 2 minutes before.
2 minutes before?
Yeah.
So before you've even got undressed?
Exactly.
There's like 5 people understand math. They're like, wait, 2 minutes? Oh man, I can't help laughing, you know, like I always laugh when I'm happy, you know, and I don't think I am ever happier than in the middle of an orgasm. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny, man, there's jizz everywhere. You know, you can't move until I come back with a towel, otherwise you'll ruin the sheets. It's funny. Like some of you can't get over what kind of laugh it is. It's not demonic. You know, I'm not like, it's just a happy laugh. It's just a happy laugh. And so yeah, originally I'm from England. Yeah, no need to share that. Fuck them, right? If it was that good, I'd still live there. I'm on your side. No, dude, I love living in America for about 364 days of the year. And then the 4th of July happens. And you lot turn into absolute bastards. Every single one of you. Like, for the rest of the year, it's like, say aluminum. Aluminium. We're like, You know, it's cute. And then 4th of July, like, I wake up to more texts on the 4th of July than I do on my birthday. Like this year, 4 a.m., just phones going off the hook. Keep out of my country, you piece of shit. Like, that's just my mum back in England. You know, it's 9 a.m. there, she's on her second wine of the morning. She's feeling good. Oh man, it's brutal. It's like, yeah, you know, we beat you in the war. Woo! USA, USA, USA. Is that how you lot treat natives for the rest of the year? I mean, some guys like, yeah, you know, we beat you in the war, right? Woo! USA, USA. You guys seem to have some reservations about that joke. No, dude, I love living here initially because of the women, if I'm honest. I didn't realize the power my accent had. Apparently initially it was quite strong. Now it's weaned off a bit. But like, I was like, man, American women just get me. You know, they just think I'm charming. They think I'm nice. You know? And then I saw like 2 of my friends who literally looked like they're straight out of Lord of the Rings. Went and hit on this group of cute girls, and they were all over them. And I was like, no, it's not real. And it hurt my feelings. So now I get offended when a girl picks out my accent, right? If I say something, she's like, oh my god, your accent's so sexy. It's like, that's the same thing as if I was just, you said something to me and I was like, hey, nice tits. Same thing, you're just objectifying it. Nobody agrees. You were like, no, stop, you're giving away our secrets. Whatever. A lot of people tell me that America's God's favorite country, which honestly I disagree with. Number 1, have you ever seen the women from Sweden? I've been told repeatedly God is a straight white guy, so I'm assuming Sweden is his favorite. You know, God's favorite country. God's favorite country. Every year there's like tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires, Louisiana floods, Florida's just fucked. You know, he's trying to take you lot out. He's not doing the best of jobs because there's a lot of you. You know, God trying to take you lot out is kind of like Wile E. Coyote trying to take out Roadrunner. You know, he lets loose like a tornado in the Midwest. You lot drive up to it in your trucks. Soon as the danger comes close, you just like, meep, meep, and get the fuck out of there. Anvil hits God in the head. Holds up a sign just saying, ouch. That's all, folks. Is that the wrong cartoon? Is that the wrong one? No. Which one's Porky Pig? Is he Sylvester? He's Sylvester and Tweety, right? He's not. I don't watch cartoons. No, just fair enough. Cartoons are out. Not popular no more. So, been in a relationship for a while. Who else is in a relationship? Anyone? Just one person that half wants to admit it. Everyone else like, nah. Nah. There was no follow-up questions. I just wanted to see if anyone's happy. Now, I've been with my girl for a while, and I guess I love her, but she's a bit of a moron. You know what I mean? Like, she's sweet, she's lovely, she's beautiful, she's sexy, but she's like super, super clumsy. She's kind of like you walk down the street with her, and then you realize she's not there anymore because she fell down like 20 feet ago. You know, and you walk over to her like, babe, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm good, I fell. It's like, you want to stand up because it looks like I pushed you. You know what I mean? Like one day, it's gonna get the best of her. She's gonna have like some weird cartoonish kind of death, you know, where like she steps on a rake and then falls into like a hornet's nest and trips down something. And it's gonna look like I did it. Like when I try and explain that to the cops, like, Simmons, what happened to Kelly? It's like, well, you know, she stepped on a rake and it's like, no, come with us. Put on the old handcuffs there, Chief. This sounds like a lie. But no, she's my first choice for all three of marry one, fuck one, kill one. You know, first choice for all three of those. Marry her because she's lovely, she's my best friend. Fuck her because she's sexy, she's cute, I love her. And, well, I mean, I won't even have to kill her, I can just let it happen. You know, we're not growing up together. Too real? Did we all just lose someone special? It's like a coping group. That's why no one's in a relationship here. It's like, no, I was a week ago. I wouldn't want to be single again because, like, single's confusing now. Single's confusing. Before I met her, like, I accidentally went on a date with a guy. Yeah, I didn't know it was a date. It was just some guy's like, yo, you want to grab a couple of beers sometime? And I'm like, yeah, cool, let's do it. You know, so we go to a bar, we're hanging out. You know, a couple of hours in, he's like, so, you trying to get your dick sucked? And I still hadn't figured it out, so I'm like, yeah. That's my favorite thing to do. In fact, that's all I've been thinking about since we got here. And he's happy. He's like, great, cool. Let's go back to my place. And I'm like, sweet. Are the girls gonna meet us there? Or? And he was confused. And he's like, what girls? You know, it's like he's not to brag, but he was a good-looking, well-dressed dude. You know, it's nice that if my circumstances change, I can just land an 8 without even trying. He's very confident. But he's a good-looking fella, you know. I figure he's got just some like Rolodex of like loose women ready to come over at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday and fillet us. You know, so I'm like, what do you mean, what girls? And I was like, oh. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I had no idea you were gay. I'm so sorry. Like, I was embarrassed, and he looked embarrassed for a second, and he was like, no, I'm sorry. I thought you were like super, super gay. I was like, 2 supers? You really need to qualify it with 2 supers. You know, like gay, I get gay, I look a bit gay. You know, like my pants are a little bit tight, you know, I moisturize, I work out, tick a lot of boxes. You know, super gay on occasion, sure, because, you know, I flirt with gay guys, I like the attention. But super, super gay. So I went home and fucked him. He just seemed a lot more confident in my status than I was, you know? Like, if you ask me, are you straight? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty straight. You know, but if him, like, is he? He's like, oh, super, super gay. Yeah, you know better than me. You're the expert. So I've never laughed so hard in my life. There's really something about it. I went better, like, with a girl I once got punched during sex. Which I realise makes it seem like I was the one in the wrong, but to this day I maintain my innocence, right? So it was way back in college. I go to a party, go to the bar, meet a girl, we get drunk, don't really remember anything. It was consensual, alright? Don't get hung up on that. And I kind of blacked out and I couldn't really remember what happened. And I was sitting in like history class on the Wednesday, and it's like little bits of the pieces started coming back to me. And I was like, did someone stick a finger in my ass? Nah, that probably didn't happen. When would that happen? And then it was like 2 weeks later, right? Go to the same bar, meet the same girl, and like, hey, so we end up like getting drinks together, we go home together again, and you know, we're going at it. Now at this point, I had some drunk dick. Now, we're aware there's 2 different types of drunk dick, right? We're all aware of whiskey dick, much more common. But every so often, you are blessed with God dick. You know, whiskey dick, it does not start. God dick, it does not finish. Either way, my man, yeah. You got mine, I'm like, yeah. Like, either way, she's not gonna have a good time. You know, she's either frustrated or sore. Those are the two options. So we're going at it, and eventually she's like, right, I'm gonna finish this. Which is the most aggressive offer for a blowjob I've ever had in my life. So she starts, it was really good technique. It was like the twisty thing, you know, it was like just nice, like, amazing. And then I'm getting so close, and she does something I was not expecting. Right up there. I gotta tell you, I was against it, but guys, give it a go. It's amazing. Oh, it's so good. So like straight away, like I came. Just straight away, just light speed, just like, well, that's the unload. You know what I mean? But the thing is, like I said, when I come, I laugh. So at the same time, I start laughing. And guys, as you know, like when you come as a guy, you kind of jolt forward a little bit. You're like, oh. When someone touches your ass, you're not expecting it. You kind of like, oh. When you're drunk, you just came. There's a finger up your ass, and it's ah! And then you start laughing. The thing is, from my point of view, it's pretty good. From her point of view, though, think about what just happened. She made a noise like Donald Duck when he's angry. Just like, and now she thinks that I'm laughing at her. She thinks like this is my move. You know, I'm just like, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Hadouken! You know? So I'm laughing, and I'm trying to also say like, hey, like last week I forgot you did that, but you didn't. I thought you did that. So all she sees is just like me laughing, kind of pointing. It's not a good look for me. So she just rears back and smacks me in the face. Immediately, my nose starts pouring with blood. The ironic thing about it is, there was less of my fluid coming out of my nose than was coming out of hers. My man again, he's that god dick, he's done this. He's like, yeah, man, god dick, yeah, finger ass, yeah, fucking nose gun, yeah, baby. You ever tried the old, what do you think that means? What did we just talk about for 5 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how'd it go?
Alright.
You looked at her. Is that why she's got a ring on her finger? It was that night. It was like, oh my god, I love you! Marry me! Oh my god. You're more embarrassed than he is. Why? Does he ever return the favor?
Yeah.
My man. She's like, yeah, every so often I get that god vagina. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Y'all give it up one more time for John Simmons. Our speaker for the night. Hey, we got 4 more residents coming for you. They're gonna interplace throughout the lineup, so y'all stay excited, stay pumped up. God dick. I like how we were talking about piecing things together. We call that jigsaw drunk. When you wake up in the morning and you're putting all those pieces together. Y'all, I'm excited because I don't think I've ever seen this next comic. I get excited when I see new comics on the list. So y'all make some noise and put your hands together for Nikki NoOne.
Thank you guys. Wow, thanks for coming to my show. I recently got renter's insurance. I figure if I can get my neighbors to rob my house, I can get some quick cash. Thank you. I seem bitter and hurt. I heard a girl the other day talk about how crazy her mom is, right? So she's like, my mom is so crazy. Every time I take her to the mall, she has to try on all the perfume. She's so crazy. Oh yeah, well every time I take my mom to the mall, she steals something. Did you guys know that there are jails in the mall?
Yeah.
Okay, they're not really jails. They're like a place where you can hold people until the police get there. My mom loves this place. I swear to God. I think there's a guy in there she has a crush on. And the only way he'll let her go is if she consents to a cavity search. She never refuses. I've been mad at my mom for several years now. Not because she steals. It's because she lied to me about my father being black. I know it sucks. No, he's African American, but she made it seem like he was black as midnight. No. I had an attitude all growing up because of this, right? She would say things like, if the sun hits your daddy just at the right angle, he'll turn purple. I'm sitting in fucking class because you don't know as a kid, and I'm like, damn, my daddy's blacker than 2:30 a.m. Bitch. But I met him a couple years ago. Turns out he ain't even that black. He's like 2 or 3 inches darker than me. I'm like, this nigga ain't even a nigga. She's like, is she even black enough to say nigga? Is Barack Obama black enough to say nigga? No, like, what percentage black do you have to be? I think if you were a kid growing up and people called you nigga, you can say nigga. Or if, like, you were ever combing your hair and, like, the teeth gave out, I think you can say nigga. Alright, whatever. I'm getting real tired of men telling me to smile.
Yes, girl.
Okay, like, I'm taking out the fucking trash, you piece of shit. Sorry. I'm not bitter, I'm passionate. I'm just saying, like, your timing is off. Hey, little mama, you should smile. You should shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. Why is it always men that stink that like to say, how you doing, queen? If I'm a queen, why are you talking to me? Then, like, right after they call you queen, they try to sell you a mixtape with some essential oils, a bootleg DVD. In what kingdom, sir, you see people out here laundering money? And in front of a, you said it yourself, queen like me? At the very least, not while I'm out here trying to get my ass ate. I don't know why I'm single. I'm beautiful, I'm smart.
You're queen.
See? Thank you. I'm 5'9". I'm 5 feet 9 inches tall, right? I refuse to date a man whose online profile says he's also 5'9", because I know for a fact he's gonna show up shorter than me. Because men lie about height and every fucking thing else. No, I tried to date this guy who told me he was 5'9", and I'm like, didn't your profile say you're 5'9"? So he's like, man, see, I used to be 5'9". But like, I went to the doctor and the doctor diagnosed me 5'6". But like, how do you get diagnosed 5'6"? Here we go. Man, see, if you stop interrupting me, what I'm trying to tell you, I was in this elevator and like, the cable gave out and was like, oh snap, so like 3 inches of my back, like, no, that's not how that works. That's all. That's all I got, you guys. I'm Nikki NoOne. Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm excited to bring them up. Y'all make some noise for the guy who put all this together and he runs everything here at the Strand. Y'all make some noise for Nickelbag Rick.
Thanks a lot, y'all. Hey, I was going to tell you guys, I have lost 40 pounds. Oh, don't clap yet. I'm talking about weed, not weight. I think I'm in a little bit of trouble, so. I'm what you call a ganjapador. Yeah, I'm like the Walmart of weed dealers. A lot of volume, but just one line. So I will get to you, I promise. I like sitting around smoking pot and shit like that. You know, I had all these strains of weed the other day I was selling, and everybody's asking me, what do you got? What do you got? And I was like, oh, you know, I've got the OG Kush, and I got the Blue Dream, and I got Gorilla Glue. You know, and I was pretty high thinking, I think about stuff when I'm high, so I started thinking, these are stupid names for weed, to be honest with you. Why are we naming weed after Gorilla Glue? That's like a really sticky, epoxy glue. That's stupid. You should name weed like what it really does to you, like, I'll look for a job tomorrow. Have you seen my keys? Or did you hear that? Or how long does this shit last, man? You know, that would be more sensible names, you know? I did something the other day I've never done before, you know, and I thought I'd done everything when it comes to weed, you know. I love the edibles. As a matter of fact, I think they ought to put like a little slogan or warning symbol on edibles that says, how many licks does it take to get to the center of your mind? There's 37 in my last count, so I don't know. But, you know, I like smoking, you know, out of my bong. I love fucking, you know, rolling blunts and smoking joints and everything. But a friend of mine asked me the other day, he says, hey, you want to come over and do dabs? Anybody familiar with dabs? Yeah. Give it up for dabs. But I have nothing to do with that. But, hey, you know. So, you know, and let me tell you, if y'all in here never have heard of dabs, you're not, you know, not familiar with this, if anybody ever asks you to make plans to do dabs with them, know this. That's the only fucking plan you got that day. You ain't gonna have plans to do a goddamn thing else, I promise you that. I was really excited about doing this because I've never done dabs before, you know, so I get over there and he's got like this bubbler and this butane torch, and I thought I was going to have to wear like a hazmat suit, like on Breaking Bad. I was like, wow, this seems kind of intense. He goes, oh, no, it's really easy. I want to take this butane torch and light this bowl up. I'm going to drop the dab in there. And then when it starts smoking, you're going to just take a big rip off this thing and hold it in. And I was like, all right, I think I can do that. So go through the process, and I get this pull off this bubbler thing, and I'm holding it in, and I'm holding it in. Let me tell you, you're holding a lung full of smoke, 10 seconds is a fucking eternity, okay? It's awful. I finally exhale, and then I started getting that tunnel vision feeling, you know, and lightheaded. But then I experienced something I've never experienced in all the times that I've gotten high. I felt a very cold sensation. Hold on a minute. You guys, is it for me? Tell them I'm busy. I felt this real cold sensation up on my shoulders, and I turned to see what it was. It was the goddamn floor. I'm like, nobody's gonna call me Nickel Dab Rick. That's for fucking sure. Man. That was kind of intense. I do like sitting around the house getting high and everything. I was watching TV the other day, and I was really high. I had been sitting just kind of on the couch with the bong, and I really kind of got looped into the show American Pickers, watching these two little guys go around just bottling stuff, you know. And after that went off, the show Hoarders come on, and I was really high by the time Hoarders came on. And then I started thinking some more. Well, fuck, why ain't this just one show? You know, you could have these two old boys go to these Hoarders' houses and probably buy a bunch of this shit, you know. And then, yeah, exactly. You pay them, and they probably get a truck over there. They can move around the house. But then I started thinking a little bit more. I was like, I know what would probably bring the whole hoarding epidemic to its knees. Just wipe it out in one quick swipe. Meth. Yeah, you give these hoarders meth, man, they'll be fucking so tweaked up, moving shit all over the place and selling everything else, man. So, didn't wind up on intervention, but that's a whole other show. I recently got engaged. That was a far better reception than she gave me, I'll take it. It was like, I can't do anything else, I guess. But thanks, Eric. I met her at an abortion clinic, though. Well, I figured that's where you go meet all the loose women. They probably like to fuck, you know? I had the best line, though. I walked right up to her, and I very confidently looked right in her eyes, and I was like, hey, baby, are you a school? She said, excuse me? And I was like, because I want to shoot some kids inside of you. Yeah, it's dark humor. And dark humor is like SID, sudden infant death syndrome. It never gets old. He was just talking about selling pot a minute ago. What happened? Me and her was sitting in the house the other day. We was on our laptop. We was looking at porn. And I know everybody here looks at porn. I'm not going to even ask because there's not a billion people at Pornhub, and y'all are the only ones not there. So, but like if you go to your favorite porn site nowadays, you see like all these categories. And there's a ton of them. And we were looking at all these categories, and one of them was cartoon. And I don't mean the hentai shit where it's like a Japanese schoolgirl being fucked by a squid. I mean, like, you know, the cartoons that you grew up with, like Scooby-Doo, minus the dog, thank God. Josie and the Pussycats, plus the pussy, thank God. And, you know, the Flintstones, the Simpsons, South Park, all of these are all turned into, like, cartoon pornography. And I'm just here to tell you that shit is weird to look at, man. The first 9 or 10 times you look at it. Then I started thinking, like, who would be the worst cartoon porn star that nobody could really be getting turned on to, you know? So I thought about it for a little while, and this is who I come up with as the absolute worst cartoon porn star. Would be King of the Hills, Hank Hill, as a porn star. Can you imagine somebody turning this on, and this is how it would probably go? Well, that's a mighty fine lady you got right there, I'll tell you what. Oh, damn, baby, you are moist. You know, in the right light, your breasts look like erotic propane tanks. Oh, Peggy, through this narrow urethra. I'm arriving. I've arrived. You guys have been great. I've been the good guy. Thank you so much. Let's give it up to Steve and Ray.
Y'all make some noise again for Nickelback Rick and that fucking Hank Hill impersonation. Jesus Christ. You'll be thinking about that shit later. I'm arriving. You're like, God, that's awesome. Y'all, make some noise. Let's keep this energy going. This has been a good night. Let's keep it going for Mr. Jace Hill. Y'all, put your hands together.
Sweet. Is your shirt say champion?
Yes, sir.
Balls on this guy. Just champion. Of what? No, just fucking champion. Enjoy it, okay? Enjoy my presence. I'm looking at you're the only one getting a kick out of this shirt, man, because I'm not. This guy's like pissed about it. I can tell. Denim jacket. In 70-degree weather, right? It's not time yet. Alright, shit, okay. Alright, don't make fun of people's clothing. I get it. It's cool. I've been trying to talk to like newer people in my life. I'm a pretty liberal guy, so I've been going to like rural Georgia, getting up in like political conversations. Met this one guy who's like, "Hey, this might surprise you, but I'm pro-gun." I'm like, "Not surprised, not at all." Like, all right, well, I'm also pro-women's choice, pro-abortion. I was like, okay, that is a little surprising here in rural Georgia. Kind of like, are you like a Republican or a Democrat? He's like, nah, stop killing shit. Just like killing a lot of shit. I'm like, okay. This guy's political views are refreshing, to be honest with you. They're consistent. That's nice. You know? Yeah. Death penalty, he's for it. Hunting, he's down. Then I asked him, I'm like, what about climate change? What about climate change? And he's like, all right, yeah. Well, climate change, we need to listen to the scientists and the facts. It's important that we do something, because if we don't, a lot of people are going to die. Totally for it, though, by the way. Totally for it. Should have never made fun of Champion over here. It's just gotten cold ever since. Champion a kill in this room, buddy. No, that's me. That's what I'm doing. That's fine. All right, so here's a fun little exercise, because I'm into politics. I've been watching a lot. Who's been watching the debates at all? You can clap. Jesus, all right. No, I haven't. There's like, it's been interesting though, because my favorite thing to do is watch politicians that can get out of a question. It's super cool, and there's 3 main techniques that they'll use. The first one is answer a completely different question, which is really great. Then the second one is just be offended by the question itself. And then the third one, if those 2 things fail, just pander to any demographic you want, really. It's beautiful. So let's just do this tonight. If you can, just think of a question you would ask a politician. Make it hard. And I'm going to use those 3 techniques. Go ahead.
What's your stance on stem cell testing?
Stem cells. This is a really important question. He's asking about stem cells, which I believe relates to healthcare, which I believe relates to police brutality. And this is something I'm passionate about, something that I want to talk about briefly. And again, thank you for being here. Thank you for participating in this process and using your First Amendment. And speaking of the First Amendment, I will promise you this: I am your First Amendment candidate. Okay. Next question. Let's do the next question, sir.
You said that in your campaign speech you would be able to help anybody who was supposedly hopeless at dating get a date. Can you help me?
No. And it's bullshit that you would even ask. Don't bring up problems no one can solve, sir, okay? That's fucked up. Don't do it. We're gonna do one more question after that bullshit, alright? One more question. One final question. Sir, one more question.
What's your stance about moving women?
Este tema es muy importante, porque necesitamos trabajar mucho. Yeah! Someone's... Slip into what? No one's gonna help you date, dude. I don't know what else to tell you. I wouldn't like that at all. Okay, who is dating though? Who's dating here? Yeah, shut up. All right, who's trying to date here? Who's lonely here? Who's lonely? All right, so we're all suicidal. Is that what's going on? That's what we're doing? I'm trying to date. I'm just too fucking judgmental, and I shouldn't be. I'll be on dates, and then like my outerness is just like, oh, I'm doing all this, and then inside I'm just judging everything they say. It's bullshit. I shouldn't do it. I was with this beautiful woman on a date, and things were going great, and then out of the blue, she was just like, well, you know, Taylor Swift is my favorite musician. I was like, what? And my outside was like, okay, yeah, right on. And on the inside, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're a 29-year-old woman, okay? Have taste. Get high and listen to Purple Rain. What the fuck is wrong with you? What are you, a child? What's your favorite food? Candy? No, okay? I could just do this all day. I mean, that's just how I judge people. One more minute? Yeah. I'm happy too, don't worry. This is kind of a fun night for me. Fun day for me. I just found out I got rejected from donating sperm. Yeah. No. Yeah, no, that's on like the 6th stage. Because there's like a bunch of stages you have to do, like, oh, you gotta give a sample, you gotta do all that. And they're like, ready for the psych test. I'm like, I'll just leave. How about that? I'll just get out of here before you figure out the depression. And the funny thing is like, the very first part, she was like, hey, so why are you here today? And I was like, well, I want to give parenthood to the people that can't have parenthood, and I know that they're trying, and I would love to give them that gift. And she's like, no, just tell me the real reason. I'm like, it's $1,000 a month, right? She said, yes, it is. And at one point she goes, hey, I can't promise you anonymity anymore because of 23andMe and all this stuff that's come up. So, are you prepared, to talk to a potential child of yours? And I'm like, fuck no, would never. How would you tell, like, why did you donate? And like all that thing I said previously was clearly bullshit, and being honest and to be like, so my microwave broke during ramen. I Googled how to make $100 a month, and congratulations on life, I guess. Yeah, you're gonna kill yourself. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, because his purpose was bullshit. No, okay. No, I hear you. I hear you, champion boy. Yeah, he's giggling because he's the champion of that fucking couch or something. I don't know. Yeah. All right, this was a lot of fun for the most part. Thank you so much.
My favorite thing is when people are like, anybody dating? And people that are dating like do that quick thing where they look at the girl they're with or the guy they're with, they're like, don't fucking say anything. I do not want to get called out at this mic. I love that. Guys, my girlfriend showed up. Make some noise. We're in an interracial relationship. She's the beautiful young lady in the back. The other day, we were at a mic, right? And she's sitting front row, and I'm like, we're in an interracial relationship. Like, y'all put your hands together. And people started clapping, and I was like, come on, white people, clap so no one thinks you're racist. Like, like, oh, people are loving it. We're clapping, we're laughing. Then I look out in the middle of the crowd, and there's this older gentleman just fucking arms crossed, just staring at me. And I'm like, what a weird hill to die on, sir. Like, what a weird fucking thing to do at a comedy show. I'm like, this guy frequents Cracker Barrel. Okay, that's called a callback, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it together. Here we go. Y'all put your hands together for our next comedian. He's up here all the time. You'll see him around Atlanta and around Marietta. Y'all, please show some love for Mr. Matt Tamburino.
Thank you. The fuck is up, Marietta? How y'all doing tonight? Hell yeah. Appreciate the response. I should have done that. I know not to do that, and I still do it sometimes. So I lack confidence when I enter the stage, so a little inside comedy for you. A lot of the audience left already, so I'm just gonna go ahead and work on some new stuff if y'all don't mind.
You got this.
Hell yeah. It's gonna be a lot of shit, but there's some gems in that shit. You just gotta keep eating shit until you find that gem. But so the other day, I met a prostitute from Alabama. I asked if she did a friends and family discount. She said no, not friends. If Christians say amen, does the Church of Latter-day Saints say Mormon? We're Mormon. And Mormons believe in polygamy, multiple wives, multiple partners. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but at the end of the day, it's just different strokes from different folks. If life's a game of inches, my dick died premature. I've never seen Disney on Ice, because I don't need meth to enjoy the happiest place on earth. That joke will be relevant for about 3 days while the new Breaking Bad movie's out.
Yes, love that movie.
I'm not watching it. The hardest part about getting intimate with a young lady when you've got animals is her looking at your comedy journal and reading "Trying to Have Sex with Dogs." Black from the waist down, Jewish from the nose up. It almost hurts more when y'all do laugh at that, so When girls say they're going to the bathroom to freshen up, that just means you're going to clean your vagina, right? You know what I call it? Meal prepping. Yeah! Alright, we're getting into it. Okay, alright. I see where we're at. But oral sex for me is like playing the game Street Fighter with my older brother when I was a kid. Like the girls know all the cheat codes and combo moves. I just keep mashing the same button until she says she doesn't want to play this game anymore. Alright. Blowjobs. Is it really a job when you love what you do? Girls always want rough sex, right? Girls want rough nowadays. But it's like when push comes to shove, they don't want to be pushed or shoved.
Okay.
Right? I need y'all to be specific. I did that joke the other day, this girl told me I'm a misogynist. I thought she said massage therapist.
Stupid.
So I said, shut up, whore, let me rub your shoulders. I went to a psychic the other day, knocked on the door. She said, who is it? So I left. I'm tired of girls saying it's not the size of the ship, it's the motion of the ocean. Maybe it's the size of your goddamn ocean. Ever think about that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, loose lips sink ships. Oh, so I'm a bartender. I was working at a bar the other day. This older lady came up, ordered a drink. I asked her to see her ID. She got offended and said, son, I got a sex life older than you.
Damn.
I said, I don't know about that. My neighbor started touching me when I was 4 years old.
Wow.
So I've heard girls defend, taking nude pictures by saying that, when they're older, they won't be able to appreciate the body they used to have. They used to look when they were younger. I feel like that's why I should be able to keep all the nude pictures that girls send me, so I can show my grandkids what their grandpa used to be before he met their ugly ass grandma. That joke's the reason my ex-girlfriend broke up with me. Alright, this is what I really do this, y'all. When I was 8 years old, true story, my mom broke down and told me that she was molested as a child. When I was 8 years old, she also told me that Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny were real. I don't believe that bitch.
Stop. Shame.
Alright. Yeah, I'll turn around myself a little. It's cool, it's cool. So I didn't have sex till I was 21 years old. True story. I know that doesn't sound old, but consider the fact that I started buying condoms when I was 16. Continuously. Was jerking off to condoms for 5 years of my life. But I'm older now, right? Definitely not jerking off into condoms anymore. Alright? At $10 a box, I'm not developing some weird $80 a week fetish. But even as a grown man, I still feel embarrassed every time I buy condoms. That's because I buy the magnums. Not because I got anything special going on down there. My mom always said, dress for the job you want. Yeah, now I just buy zip ties in my condoms. No, you don't need those. Thank you guys so much. I'm Matt Taylor, and y'all have a good night.
You're coming. It's not nice.
Guys, my favorite thing about true crime documentaries is how fucking scared I am after I watch them. I've been creeping around my house lately. Jesus Christ, guys. Jesus Christ, guys, we're just up here fucking trying. My girlfriend shook her head. She's like, no, that's not a good one. We'll talk about that on the ride home. Guys, put your hands together. I'm very excited. We have one of our featured comedians. So anytime we have a featured comedian, we have a resident getting up here, I need y'all to make just a little bit more noise. I'm not asking too much of you. Just put your hands together one time. One time champion on the couch. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's make some noise. Y'all, put it together for Greg Lipton.
All right. You guys are awake out there. This is awesome.
a weird day. Someone told me that I look like the guy that helps you out at a Home Depot. Even though I don't work there, and you didn't even ask for help. And I mean, it's happened before, but seriously, who uses nails on a pressure-treated deck? You always use polymer-coated countersinking deck screws. Unless you want to be out there pounding them back in all the time. You know, I'm just trying to help. Maybe I should run my own business. Or maybe people shouldn't assume that I work there just because I look good in orange. How did Home Depot convince us all that we could build our own homes? While Starbucks made us think that we couldn't even brew a cup of coffee. Don't waste your money waiting in line for over-roasted crap. Save it to pay a professional to patch that fist-sized hole in the wall next to the Nest thermostat that you thought you could install. I'm an impatient person. I realized I needed to slow down a little after I cut myself shaving my balls. I've tried dyeing the gray hair out, but the Just for Men really started to burn. They should make a sensitive formula. You know, they could call it Just for My Junk or something like that. I got to the point where I started trimming the old bird's nest by hand with little scissors. It's really relaxing. It's kind of like your own personal bonsai tree. You know, I bet you that's how Mr. Miyagi did it. No Karate Kid fans, you know, wax on, hair off kind of thing. All right. I'm glad this place is non-smoking. I've done some smoking mics. It's not too fun. I was a smoker, and I quit cold turkey the day that I was born. It was a lot smoother through the umbilical cord. But it's sad to think that I'll never be that thin again. I think we coddle smokers too much. They always get 5-10-minute breaks all the time at work. I think we should have to get breaks for other addictions too. You know? Like caffeine. Whatever happened to the coffee break? I mean, they give you free coffee, but the coffee sucks. It's in that Mr. Coffee that hasn't been cleaned in over a decade since they fired Becky from accounting. It just sucks. You know? And then there's what if you need 10 minutes to take a McRib break? Yeah, food addiction can be pretty powerful.
Yeah.
And the McRib's only here for a limited time. But I get it. It's they say smoking can be as addictive as heroin. But you know what else is as addictive as heroin? Heroin. Because it's fantastic. They won't give you a break for that either. So I messed up most of this joke. So we'll move on to the next one. If you can't be funny, you can be honest, and sometimes that's funny too. My wife calls me a snob because I won't go to Waffle House, and I am, but that's not my problem. I just don't drink enough to go there anymore. There's nothing worse in the morning after a Waffle House bender. You know, waking up feeling scattered, smothered,
Stop.
and sometimes chunked. It's not even the drinking that gets me. I come from a long line of alcoholics. The Lip Tack family crest is a pony keg, a shot glass, and a fist fight at a DUI checkpoint. And I've done some stupid things after drinking. I've driven home, I've called ex-girlfriends. I even peed in my closet once. And that all pales in comparison to the regret I feel the morning after an all-star steak and egg breakfast. Ooh. Waking up on that bathroom towel floor, feeling cold and alone. That's where I figured out they call it a Waffle House Because there's not enough love to make it a waffle home. It feels more like a waffle halfway house, if we're being completely honest. You know, at least with drinking, there's usually a good story in it. Nobody has a good Waffle House story. Either your heart stops or you live long enough to get a senior citizen discount. That's about the end of it. Well, it's good to be here. At least my midlife crisis is moving along at a fairly manageable rate. I mean, I could have wasted all of our money on an expensive car or penis enlargement. But my wife said, baby, you do not need a new car. Well, I'll get off on that. Hey, thank you guys so much. You've been fun. Best life out there. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Keep it going. We got our next comedian. I'm excited to see him, man. I love when I see this guy at Mike's. He's around Atlanta. He's around Marietta. Y'all make some noise for Jarrell Ledger.
Jarrell Ledger.
Oh, y'all just gonna get up and leave, huh?
Oh.
I was gonna sell y'all some drugs.
All you had to do is set it up.
That's what it looked like I came here to do, I swear to God. It was a lot of white people outside. I had some weed in my pocket. I was like, shit, I need to make some money. Y'all dumb, man. Got me in the IKEA doing stand-up. Damn career ain't going nowhere when you can just pick the stage up and fold it up and take it home with you. This shit. Ain't nobody noticed that? You can fold the stage up and take it home with you? Nobody noticed this shit but me. I smoke too much weed, I swear to God. Let's talk wrestling, white people. I haven't watched wrestling in so long. I'm trying to figure out when did Britney Spears become the choreographer for wrestling. Like, when did Beyonce get signed to do all these moves for these niggas? These motherfuckers is pirouetting and everything else before they drop an elbow. I swear to God, they like. I'm like, get the shit over with. The Rock used to do it simple.
Right?
It was quick. It was quick back in the day. It was quick. Now these motherfuckers got a pirouette and shit. See one motherfucker swing his leg. I was like, yo, I see dick, nigga. What's your dick? I see dick. I cut the TV off. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. This shit is bad. I see baby balls. Shit is bad, man. Shit is bad. Nigga wear boxes like that and you swing your leg around on cable TV, man. I can see if it was pay-per-view and I paid for the gay shit. Shit on Fox, man. Crazy, man. Crazy. Women of color, how y'all doing? Shit, we alone in this bitch. Y'all better say something else. I'll start pulling hair in this motherfucker. Get a reaction out of y'all. They, oh, you better touch this. I swear to God, you can say hi to a black woman all y'all want to. The minute you say something about their hair, that's when you get a reaction. I'll tell you, be like, yo, you cute. How you doing? Lipstick popping. Oh, let me run my fingers through your hair. What? Whoa! I'm saying the bitch through the Matrix, man. I swear to God. That joke worked on a bigger stage. It do. That shit wouldn't even happen. I feel like I just got stool pushed backwards. Gotta improvise on a little ass stage like this, man. I got a joke where a bitch sat on my face and I didn't enjoy it. I might do it for y'all. Might do it. Hold on, let me see if I got enough room. Alright, I got enough room. Yeah, like I said, a chick was like, alright, hold on, I gotta do the rest of the joke first. Then gotta set it up for the other joke. Y'all cool with that?
Cool, no problem.
Alright, cool. I love white people. I do. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with the rest of the world. I mean, shit, you made, so you should do it. I love white people. White people, interesting when y'all really get the vibing and shit at work. You talking about your household, I'm talking about my household. Your shit in order, my shit fucked up. And then you just want to bring up something out the blue like, dude, are you eating her pussy, dude? Like, dude, are you going down on her? Then y'all just bring some old crazy word out like we ain't never heard before. Dude, are you eating her snatch? Her snatch, cuz? Her snatch? That shit sound violent. Her snatch? And then I'm like, all right, I'm not going home with that. I'm not going home with that. Then y'all just get to explain some shit like, all right, dude, hold on, time out. I gotta tell you how to eat that thing, because I don't think you're doing it right. Like, all right, cool. So he proceeds to tell me, he was just like, yo, you gotta motorboat that pussy. I'm like, what? Motorboat that pussy? I'm like, man, black people don't even know how to swim. What is you talking about? You can't have conversations with white people. They just think you can do all types of shit. So I'm like, all right, hold on, man. Motorboat her pussy. He's like, yeah, dude, you gotta make that Diamond Dallas Page sign. You gotta put that thing between her thighs, and you gotta go, oh. I said, wait, time out. You gotta do what? So I ain't gonna lie, you gotta listen to white people because they do your taxes. So I took it home and I was like, yo, girl, she was chilling and shit on her phone, kick back, leg up, no baby penis. I was like, oh, thank God, no wrestling. So I went in there, was like, hey, girl, just got off work. Took my hat off, was like, yo, finna motorboat the fuck out that pussy. Do you know she had the nerve to get up and be like, you ain't finna get this hair wet? Black women, y'all can't get their hair wet, man. That's illegal. Should get you on the couch, nigga, for 5 to 10 days. So she agreed to it. Finally, cut the lights off, went to motorboat and fuck out that pussy. Do you know I got so motherfucking dizzy now, me and this bitch playing Marco Polo? Yeah. I open my eyes, I can't even find the bitch. I go, she like, Marco, hold on. Marco, hold on. Marco, fuck this motherfucker head. And when women get aggressive, do you know they'll fuck around and throw their leg up and jam your head all up in it? You like, Marco, Marco. Do you know that shit was horrible, horrible. So, a chick seen that joke, right? Kind of got it wet. Came up to me. Was like, yo, this some real shit. Came up to me and was like, yo, I want you to do that motorboat joke on me. I was like, wait, what? You want me to do that motorboat joke on you? She was like, yeah, I want you to get dizzy. She said, it's my first time. I was like, what? It's your first time? Now, fellas, if a chick ever tell you it's her first time doing something, make sure y'all go with rules, regulations, and YouTube. Because this bitch had the nerve to sit on my face like she lost the game of Twister, my nigga. She was like, boom, yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know I fucking drowned and I was sweating out my ears? Don't ever have sexual interactions with a female. That's her first time. First time. I got another thing that white people do that's real funny to me. Y'all always got names for shit. Like Blumpkin, Boston Red Sox. I came up with my own. Do you know what smoking weed in a porta potty is called? A Stanley Steamer. You like that? I think that's pretty unique. You know what a Blumpkin is? All right, I figured you did. I figured you did. Does anybody else know what a Blumpkin is? Nobody, I'm gonna clear it up for y'all. It's a blowjob on the toilet. Alright, that's my time, man. Y'all been good as fuck, man. Good as fuck out of y'all. Keith, come get me this.
See, I'm white. I just fucked that shit up. Hey, so what you didn't talk about is you're like a Blunk and a stainless steamer. I just Googled Boston Red Sox. Fuck you, bro. That's terrible. That is terrible. If y'all haven't already, Google that shit and save it for later. Ugh, you can't unsee certain things. Yo, I got really excited when I saw this name on the list. I thought we had a celebrity drop in. I got really excited, but it is not. I'm not even gonna do that to him because he's probably heard it 1,000 times. I'm gonna let y'all make the joke. Y'all put your hands together for Liam Nelson!
Oh, what was that? Did someone say I'm tall? Oh shit. First one to notice. You got 7 feet. Just gonna get that out there. Because y'all be thinking about that for the rest of the set. No one hears shit else I have to say until I say it up top. I've learned that. So yeah, being incredibly tall kind of changes the way you live every day. My interactions with people, apparently as soon as people see me, it's like they're transported to a mythical world. I'm like a fucking walking Narnia closet. It's like, wow, giants are real, anything's possible. So I get some weird ass questions. Like on a pretty regular basis, people ask me, you know, it's a 2-part question. One, are you on stilts? Which is just, you know, yes, I've chosen to live my life having these circus tanks because I am that insecure. And when I say yes, they say, prove it, because my word is garbage. So I have to put on my pant leg for a grown-ass adult and say, yes, I have not chosen to stand on large wooden beams for the rest of my life. Being incredibly tall, something else I've realized is people want to fuck me in the hypothetical. No one actually wants to fuck me, but everyone wants to come tell me that they can blow me without bending down. It's a pretty, in the grocery store, single mothers, Timmy, stay here, I gotta let them know. When you're 15 and, a horny 15-year-old, imagine that. Just like a number of people, I was like 6'5" when I was 15, and people, grown-ass women, will come up and be like, I wouldn't even have to bend down. What did that do to me? Like, imagine that. It's like a philosophy class for your dick. A lot of thought experiments, no payoff. There's a certain expectation when you're as tall as I am. Everyone wants you to, become an engineer, fucking play basketball. Everyone knew what I was going to say. I did play basketball until there's a series of reasons why I had to stop. I played until I was about 10 years old, and I was about 6 feet tall when I was 10 years old, which, just imagine that, like my ass coming out at the top of the game, like you're going for the tip-off and you see fucking me. Oh boy. But lucky for them, I was fucking terrible. Basketball and any sport really, which, everyone wants me to play some kind of sport. Any sport requires a certain level of agility, which I do not possess. It's like, you ever hold like a piece of paper out the window and you're like, oh, it's gonna be like a sail, and then it just kind of, that's just me playing sports. So I played sports for a while. Upward basketball, I'm familiar, and playing, now y'all are better than that, understandable. It was a local Smyrna, repping this area, which is weird. Normally the mics are in town and people don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when I'm talking about Smyrna. I played for a local basketball league. I was about 10 years old. I was the tip-off guy. I was, as I mentioned earlier, more of a psychological weapon than anything, more of an intimidation tactic. Then they'd sit my happy ass right on the bench for the rest of the game. And one day, this is the beginning of the end. I go out for the tip-off, do my usual, haha, I'm confident for this moment until I stop playing, because I never have to prove my actual skill. I go out to the middle, and I see this pair of Oakley sunglasses just making its way across the court angrily, just storming. And it's towards the red. It's the other team's coach, and he's going to have what seems to be a very heated discussion with the referee. And all I hear from said discussion is, send him back. It's like, I don't know what that means. As a 10-year-old, that's the only thing you catch. Apparently, he had a pretty interesting theory. I was a test tube baby sent over from Russia to be a ringer of sorts for a local Christian basketball league. And this movement, I'll call it a movement because it ended up getting me voted out of the local basketball league because, no one believed the Russia part, but no one believed that I was actually as young as I said I was. So, they decided, you're too tall to play basketball, which is the opposite of what everyone else in my life has ever told me. This theory of me being, this otherworldly creature has kind of followed me everywhere I've gone. What else we got? Despite being as tall as I am, I'm what you would call a pussy. Or not you, my uncle would call me a pussy because I ordered a strawberry daiquiri one time. And apparently fruit is for women. So no one's allowed to enjoy fruit, just so you fellas know. No fruit, not allowed. We didn't jump straight to pussy. We started with soft. He called me soft when I put on sunscreen because, real men take on the sun, fisticuffs, just kind of fight it. It's kind of a ridiculous thing to think. Well, there you go. That's my 4 minutes. But I'm gonna go do some current events. Anyone? We kind of cleared this up earlier, but we acknowledge that people here browse the porn hub. Anybody? We got one cloud over there and one very proud. There you go. Got another. See. You gotta. Yeah. No. Yeah. No, we're all on the same page. I found out recently, in a very confused state, it was like 4 a.m., I was high in my room, browsing, as you do, and I saw this title that was like, stepmother has sex with stepson and stepdad, and the step was like wedged in right in front of each title that I guess that's what you call a mother as a title for someone. Apparently, Pornhub has started auto-completing any porn that has the word mother in it and putting step in front of it, or any sort of familial relationship, they autofill step. Because, we wouldn't want people thinking porn is real and getting upset. Because, that's where the lines are drawn. But yeah, I kind of took an extra second to think about what that means, that specific title. Stepmother, stepson, stepfather. So who is a part of the main? Is this like a family reunion? Where is this taking place? Another thing I found out recently that I thought was really funny was Forever 21's going out of business. Let's talk about that. I was confused by that because last I heard they were getting in trouble for using child labor and slavery. It's how bad do you have to be at running a business to both use fucked up tactics to make a profit and go out of business? I want to watch one of those executives go to all one of the factories and be like, oh, sorry kids, I know that we've been paying you in pennies or loose dice, but we're just really fucking terrible at selling cheap clothes. So I guess y'all are fucked now. Bye. What else we got? One second. How much time do I have left? None? Oh, am I out? Oh, shit, sorry. Alright, well, I'm leaving Nelson. Thank you guys so much.
I like when people mention Pornhub in the crowd, just whoa, that's private. It's always fun when you're sharing a computer with somebody and you go to get on and the related searches are up and you're my bitch boyfriend, cheating girlfriend, cuckold. You're Jesus fucking Christ. What kind of message are we fucking sending here? I'm just kidding, guys. Fucking jokes up here. Just. Thank you, Connor. I love it. Connor in the back. Y'all put your hands together for Connor in the back. All right. Let's keep this same energy going, y'all. Make some noise for your next comic, Eli Henley.
In high school, I watched a male catheter get placed into a male. Well, I wasn't actually in high school. I would like to say that that'd be a really well-paid nurse if you were in school and you're like, yo, Jimmy, you want to meet us at lunch? And he's like, no, dude, I gotta go get my prostate checked. So, there I was, sitting at the hospital and waiting for something to happen. Lo and behold, the nurse comes up. She says, hey, want to watch male catheter get put in? And I go, hey, don't know what that is, but sure. So I go into the room, and already I wish I didn't agree to any of this. There's a guy, whatever, he's fat, okay, and his pants are missing, that's fine, but he doesn't have his penis. We don't know where his penis is. It's kind of like a Ken doll area. And so the next step was to find it. And after about the fourth nurse was pressing his Ken doll area, it finally popped out. And I know dicks don't talk, they throw up. But when this dick came out of this guy's body, it gasped. I mean, it went, huh? Boys, and we can breathe again. And so we had his newly found penis. And so the next step was to take a tube and crush its dreams. That's fine. And this is when I start to get very uncomfortable. I'm grabbing my arms behind my back, and I get really nervous, and whoop-de-doo, pass out. So I pass out, slam my head on the back of the wall, and everybody outside is thinking, okay, yeah, normal catheter room, and then they hear, whoop, bang! They're like, okay, what's going on? So, I finally wake up, and it's the four nurses that found his penis. And they all go, hey, are you okay? And I go, I didn't know what's happening when milk got put in. And they go, it's all right, you're just a pussy. And so, I moved on. Speaking of dicks, that reminds me of jail. Probably not in the way that you're thinking of. Well, some people say I live a crazy life. Other people say I live a rebellious life. But in all honesty, I live a nerf or nothing kind of lifestyle. So there I was, traveling down my road, over the desired speed limit, and an officer of the law goes, flashy, flashy, and I'm like, oh, fucking nerf or nothing, and it's always nerf. So I'm flying down the road, and I, bada bing, bada boom, one thing leads to another, I get arrested. So I'm in jail, and I'm waiting along, people are talking about how to get out and, whatever else. And finally, there's a big guy that walks in, big blue. And he walks in and no one says anything. No one says anything to him. When you walk in, people are like, what are you in here for? How do you want to get out? And no one said anything to this guy. But this guy did say three things. The first thing he said, well, after he was asked, they finally asked him, hey man, what are you in here for? And he says, and I swear to God, he goes, 4 pounds of the jazz cabbage. And so, at this point, I don't think he realizes like how much trouble he's really in. And he's kind of listening to everybody, trying to figure out himself. And then the second thing he says is, hey, y'all think I get this boot down to a misdemeanor? We said, no, man. Like, your butthole's gonna get contorted, extorted. All the torteds are gonna happen to your butt. So, finally, the guy says his third thing. He goes, hey, I think I'm about to have an anxiety attack. And gets up and starts banging on the door for the nurse. I don't know if you guys have heard of the term ASMR, but it's kind of a trend that's going around where people are just listening to things being opened and closed really close into microphones. And whenever I hear this or see this, I'm thinking, okay, we're the freaks. You know, we're the sexual people that have this kind of thing going on. And that's my favorite thing to do, is to think about the guy that fucking takes his shitty job, goes to work, he sits in shitty traffic, and then he finally gets home, and he has his time to relax, and he puts on People Open pickle jars for an hour and just lets it out. He's like, thank God it's been, oh, thank God, I've waited so long. But anyway, that's all I got written for you guys tonight. Thank you very much.
Y'all, are we hitting the bar tonight? Is everybody going to the bar to go see Jess? Are we tipping our bartenders for the people that are drinking? Yeah, there we go. She's putting it up because she's drinking because she's got to deal with me tonight. So, guys, I'm excited. We got our next resident comic. Anytime we have a resident, I told you before, I hate to harp on this, but we got to make some noise and we got to show all the love. Y'all, put your hands together. This guy gave me a job when I needed a job, and then he fired me when I was bad at it. Put your hands together for Connor Preston Bentley.
Connor Preston! I love you, Connor.
I love you too.
Biggest fan.
Thanks. How's everyone else? Are you guys okay? You said, fuck a chair, dude. We're gonna sit at the piano. Hell yeah. I don't know how this works. I guess I don't look. Are you strong? Can you help me? No? You look strong. Oh, I got it. Never mind. Just trying to get help from my friend on the piano. Hell yeah, dude. All right. I had my phone stolen a few months ago, and there were so many people that were like, "Do you have Find My iPhone? Find My iPhone. Do you have it? You gotta get Find My iPhone." That's how I talk, bro, dog, you know? Find My iPhone. The thing about Find My iPhone is, right? Like, this guy's tough, you know? But the thing is, right? Someone steals your phone. You know where they are. What, are you gonna go fucking murder them? You know? Like, you just show up at their house, you're like, "Today's your day, Cotton Eye Joe," or whatever, you know? Because he's probably an old-timey criminal, you know? Like, he stole your phone and then hopped onto a train and was like, $126 at GameStop? You know what it is. You show up to his house and you stab him down in his foyer, and then you look at his kid and you're like, "You remember this?" And that's how we fix generational crime, you know? I don't know what that means. I try to tell jokes where there's like a lesson at the end. There's not, you know? I don't know how to iron my shirt, so definitely not giving out, you know? I mean, I get it. It's like hot metal, and then you put it on there, but whatever. Dude. Alright. Thanks, man. It comes out of my body. My mom was a real alcoholic. It's okay, you know, she's alive still. She's keeping Jim Beam in business, so that's good, you know? But I remember being a kid, and like, we would go to school, and there'd be like parent-teacher conferences, and my mom would always show up drunk, you know, because you start when you wake up. At least she does, you know? Which I always felt like it's weird. It's like 7:30 and she's having like bourbon on the rocks. Like, are you a fucking coal miner? You know, like a hard day in the mines. You know, mama's got to get a little bit of a buzz before I make yellow legs or whatever. That's how she talks, you know, like a coal miner. So she would come in and she would always like, she just assumed that they were gonna badmouth me, you know. So they'd come in and she'd be like, "Well, you know, Connor, he's a fine student, but he's a little chatty." My mom would be like,
He is very smart, and he is gonna do things in his life.
And then I have to be like, what she means is that I'm trying my hardest, and that I'll try to be better. I don't think you guys are getting the image. I'm gonna do it again. You know, they'd be like, Connor, he's good at social studies, but not so good at math. I would be like,
He could be Stephen Hawking. He's the greatest mathematician of all time.
and I have to be like, well, what she means is that I'm probably not going to be an architect, you know? So. You guys, okay. What's your name, man? You can lie. Okay, Ryan. I would lie, dude. I don't know why. Anytime anyone asks me my name, I say it's like Steve or Bruce. I was trying to, those are the two names I could think of. Anyway, Ryan. I just want to imagine, right, in a world, Ryan is a good-looking fella. He's walking down the road, enjoying the world, as you do, Maybe it's out here. He's walking down the promenade, which is a word that I think is French, and and this might not be funny, but it's funny to me. So Ryan is walking down the street, and then there's a man. Let's say it's Panda. That's his name. That's not a slur about his weight. Although it would work because he's generous. Okay. It's okay. It's fine. We have a rapport, dude. Yeah. So Ryan, he's walking down the street, and Panda's in like a fancy suit, a large one. And I'm just kidding, dude. I would suck your dick right now. I would. I know. I have the Lord in my heart and his dick in my mouth. So Ryan is walking down the street, and Panda's in a very lovely suit because he works hard, I know. Okay. So he says, I'm going to give you an accent, you know how. Hey! Are you there? Ryan! Your name sounds good like that. Ryan! Have you heard the good word? And Ryan's like, I don't know, And Panda's like, there's a man down the road. His name is Wetzel. Wetzel is his name. Have you heard of Wetzel? Ryan's like, I've never ever heard of Wetzel, And then someone perks up. Wetzel? Ryan goes, or Panda's like, Wetzel! He's a man that makes pretzels. He's a pretzel man. Wetzel's pretzels. Have you heard of him? Wetzel and his pretzels. And now that's not very funny, but just, I don't know, man. Look, they're not all hits. All I'm saying is, next time you think about pretzels, dude, just imagine someone popping out. Wetzel's pretzels! Have you heard of it? He liked it.
They're not all hits.
No, they're not. All right. I'll leave on this. This might not be funny either, but I want to say it. You guys know about cars?
A little bit.
Like they're on the road and steering wheel and engine and all that? We've heard of them? I drive a lot for this, and so I've blown out a lot of tires, as you do, and I drive a Corolla, because believe it or not, being the resident comic doesn't pay, and it's not, anyways. But essentially, a tire is just like a real thick balloon, I don't own a home. Now you guys might. You look put together. Or it gets more dodgy the further back you go in the room, but The most expensive thing I own is a 2009 Toyota Corolla, you know? But I spent a lot of money to, well, in comparison, not like fucking Bill Gates over here, but I try, you know? And all of it depends on this very thick balloon. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure I do, but... So anyways, all that to say, you know, you're supposed to end a comedy set on a banger of a joke, you know? Something that really gets people off their feet. And that's not gonna happen tonight. So I'll see you guys next week. Have a good night.
Guys, let's just pretend like Connor hit us with a banger. Y'all make a lot of noise for Connor. Guys, wow. Oh, he's sitting down. I was like, man, the Connor's always shorter than me. Y'all, I'm excited. Our next comedian started here at the Strand, was at an open mic, heard that people could get up there and sign up, and was like, I can fucking do that. And then here we are a couple weeks later, and it's a beautiful moment that we're all going to share together. Y'all put your hands together for Carolyn Pitts.
I failed first off.
I got you. Next quarter, maybe.
There we go. All right, so my name is Carolyn Pitts. I am actually from Lexington, Kentucky, which, if you guys did not know, is home to bourbon, bluegrass music, and incest. Luckily, my family is only a fan of 2 of those things, but I can tell you they really don't like banjos. So. Just my family's not essential. So, I did get the best compliment ever from an Atlanta native, my 90-year-old grandfather. I was driving him around and he told me that I was the best lady driver that he'd ever been in the car with. And while that was completely offensive, it also is not true, because I wouldn't say I drive like a jackass, but I do drive with a purpose. And sometimes when people Sunday drive, it's like my biggest irritation. So got my granddad in the back seat. We're going to a Braves game. Like, everything's perfect. He tells me, you know, Carolyn, you are the best lady driver. And I'm like, well, thank you, because in my head, I'm like, I have a 10-tier cake in the back of my car. You cannot drive fast and furious when you have fast and furiously approaching the grave in your back seat. So, very precious cargo. Until recently, the most north I had been was Virginia, and the most west I had been was Mississippi. So I'm definitely a Southern girl, and as most Southern girls do around this time, I love myself everything that's basic about fall. I love the boots, and I love the big scarves, and I like that you can go to pumpkin patches and apple orchards and all that good stuff. Football, all the food that goes along with that, wonderful things. So a number one thing I have to do every fall is to go to Target, right? You gotta get scented candles and all that kind of stuff. So recently at Target, I found one of the most terrifying decorations ever. And it is something that you would probably put in your dining room. And it was a drink tray with beautiful gold decor handles that was a Ouija board. So, if you guys don't know why this is a terrible idea, I will share with you just the smidgen of information that I know about Ouija boards because of my favorite true crime podcasts. One is that inside of the Ouija board, and in the realm of Ouija, there is a demon, and you're not supposed to say his name. It's a bad thing. If you ever are playing and the little piece that you are playing with start going from right to left, you know you're in trouble, because
his name, the letters to spell his name, go from right to left. So just imagine, set the scene, any of my other basic ladies who go to Target and think, I need something to spruce up my holiday party. I'm gonna have a rager of a Halloween party, and I need this Ouija board. I'm gonna get some coasters, probably. Chip and John, I make a wonderful line, so I gotta grab a couple of those. And then everybody's drinking the cider, the apple, whatever, cinnamon, whatever basic cider you have. And Rebecca, probably with rosé, starts taking her coaster and decides to move it from right to left. You go from having a wonderful Halloween party to summoning demons that are going to be like, let me trick or treat myself to your charcuterie board. Or you're going to have some ghosts in the back like, just here for the booze, # squad ghouls. All right, guys, my name is Carolyn Pitts, and you guys have been great.
Damn, I fucking more handshakes throughout the night. It's ridiculous. Guys, look at us. Everybody, look at yourselves right now. We are so fucking in here. On a Wednesday night, we're doing it. Let's put our hands together one time for our fucking selves. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody's got a little buzz going on. Everybody's feeling good on a Wednesday. We're doing it. I am not participating in Halloween this year. My lights will be off. So I have a friend, he's dating a girl, she's got a 9-year-old kid. I'm like, well, that's crazy. You know, now we have a 9-year-old kid at the house, how about we that? But you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'll befriend this child. Since somebody has to, it's a weird situation. We're buying weed in here, now it's a nursery. So we got this kid, and he's like sitting down next to me, and he's like, hey man, do you play video games? I was like, whoa, bro, I fucking love video games. He was like, me too. I was like, dude, are we best friends? So we started playing some video games. And then he mentioned to me, like, side eye, he's like, dude, I love wrestling. I was like, wrestling? You don't know shit about wrestling, dude. Have you ever heard of The Rock? He wasn't just an actor, dude, rock bottom. Have you heard of Diamond Dallas Page? He was like, no. I was like, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was like, I don't know these people. I was like, thank God YouTube's a thing, bro. I'm about to blow your fucking mind. So I blew his mind. I'm like, yo, let me show you something you can show your friends. He was like, okay. So I showed him the Stone Cold Stunner. I kicked him in the stomach. And then I did the Stone Cold Stunner. He was like, that's amazing. I was like, bro, you can take that one to school. Show you some wrestling moves. You know what I'm saying? We're hanging out the other day. I said, Brendan, you're so fucking cool, man. Me and you gonna go to a Braves game. Just the boys. You know what I'm saying? Leave mama home. Me and you gonna go to the Braves game, hang out, it'll be a good time. So I bartend on the side, guys. I saw Brendan, he came into my work, he was with his grandparents. I was very busy. So I saw Brendan with his grandparents. So I was in the weeds, as we say in the service industry. Yes. I was running by and I saw him. I said, Brendan, what's up, dude? And I dapped him up. And he dapped me up and I said, good to see you. And I walked off. And then I looked back and I saw his grandparents' face and they were just like. And I had no time to explain myself. But I just thought, like, how did he explain this? They're like, who was that, Brendan? He's like, oh, it's okay. It's my friend that I hang out with all the time. It's okay. It's okay. Like, we play video games, you know, it's innocent, you know, like, just the other day, he showed me a wrestling move. His grandparents were like, what? He showed me a wrestling move. It was all right. He showed me some videos on the internet. And then he told me that I was so cool that me and him could go to a baseball game just by ourselves. Mom's not invited. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that I just moved into the neighborhood. My name is Keegan Ray. I actually can't have people come to my house at Halloween. Thank y'all for understanding. Y'all put your hands together. together for your next comedian, Deborah!
Intense. That is super intense. Okay, so I'm gonna start this off right. So I feel like most of the audience really doesn't look like you guys smoke, like whatsoever. So I don't know if it's gonna hit, but we're gonna give it a try. So I feel like the plugs in Atlanta just have us so fucked up. Because they lie a lot. Especially because they swear they got that exotic. I remember I smelled this one guy's weed. He was like, nah, I promise you, I got that exotic. I was like, yo, just hook it up, okay? He was like, nah, this is exotic. I said, no, you just don't have enough, okay? That's why you want to give me the exact amount. He was like, no, please, smell it. I smelled it. I was like, this is not no exotic. This is oregano. Are you trying to sell me some shit? Are you trying to lie to me? It was crazy. It was really crazy. What's funny is, niggas really think they slick. So I work in a prison, right? I gave an insulin to one man, okay? He was like, listen, Deb, I'm getting out in 40 days. I'm like, that's cool, 522985. Oh my God, I'm happy for you. He was like, yeah, I want to call you sometime. What's your number? I said 911. Come on now. You think it's going to be that easy? You think a release date's going to drop these panties? Come on. You're going to have to try a little harder. So, another crazy thing is, to me, I don't know if it's just me, but I just don't like waking up to my phone screen in the morning. It's depressing. A lot of girls are blessed enough to get like a good morning text of how beautiful they are and how special they are. And my black ass gets a notification from Bank of America that my account is overdrawn. I'm like, well, that's a good way to start the morning before coffee. Well, I can't even get a coffee because I don't have the money. I owe it to the bank. And I'm just going to end it on this one because I didn't come all that prepared, the slacker that I am and the millennial that I am. So, what I really don't like is prayer mantises. Jesus, they're scary, okay? They're super scary to me. I remember I was sitting in my room and I saw one in the corner. So I took my slipper and I threw it. I lied to you not. I'm running, I'm screaming, I'm acting a fool. It stayed there just like this. No movement whatsoever. I'm like, okay, Deb, this is a tough one. I started talking to myself. I was like, Deb, you know what? You pay bills in here, okay? This is your house. You sign the lease. You gotta show that bub who you're, come on, you can't just go in there and let him bitch you out. So I said, okay, cool. I took another slipper. I threw it the second time. Lied to you not. His hand lifted like this. Oh, I will stroke the fuck out. I took my keys, I ran out, I forgot about my bag. I was like, no, that's that nigga's house, okay? He lived here, this is his house. All right, thank you so much. You guys have been
Hell yeah, everybody, it's me again. Because, just like the job I fired him from the first time, he's not here, so... That's just a joke. So, I'm gonna be the honorary... Is Jonesy Pitts here? Give it up for him, everybody! Put your hands together!
Yo, what's up, everybody? So everybody knows, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he's been in the news, all these memes, everybody knows he's out here snitching. He's getting $10 million record deal from prison and shit. What? And he's supposed to be a blood. Like, the Bloods need to clean up. We're supposed to be afraid of these guys, man. He's out here snitching. And everybody knows about it. But look at how long they had Epstein locked up. They had that dude killed quick. You should be scared of the government, man. They got drones and shit, too.